We back with another one, the chosen one.
Yeah, I'm tryna die real, I'm only giving facts. One thing I learned about life is you can't take shit back. But I promise my nigga, whether we eating or starving, we never going back to where we started. Yeah, been through the mud and the rain, the blood and the pain. Be damn if we lose what we gain. It been a long ass road to get from where we came, and I be damn if we go through that shit again. I ride for all of my niggas.
Man, we got my dog AP in here, August Pitre. That's his name, right? Alright, just gotta make sure, man, you know what type of shit. But look, man, appreciate you for coming, my dog, man. Tell me a little bit about where you from, like.
So yeah, I'm from Opelousas, Opelousas, Louisiana, born and raised. Grew up out here, played ball out here. Yeah, that's my time, that's where I'm from.
You got any siblings?
Yeah, I got 5 siblings, all younger than me. I'm the oldest of 6.
So shit, you got what it is? Some it's boys and girls.
Yeah, I got 3 little sisters and 2 brothers, 2 little brothers.
Your brothers play ball?
My little brother, he play ball, the youngest one. My middle brother, he don't really play ball. He like really into books. My sister, she ran track for UNO, and she went, when she went to the state meet in high school, she went like 100, 200, and her team like went on football win.
So you see like athletics like running y'all blood?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, for sure. My mom and dad, they weren't really athletes, but me and my sister really just, we worked hard at it, and that's just how I ended up being like that.
Well, now, was that competitive growing up though? Like, you think you pushed her and she pushed you? Like,
I feel like, for me, I feel like, she just watched me, so I'm like 3 years older than her. So like, she watched me like go extra, do extra stuff at the house, like shit, running around with strength shoes on, dribbling my basketball, like outside, running routes, doing stuff with cone drills and stuff like that, playing basketball, lifting weights, cause we had like a little weight bench at the crib, and she'll just see me doing stuff like that. And then once I went to college, I remember watching her when I come back, and she in the back, lifting, getting it in on her own. Right. That's how you know, somebody real athlete. Nobody gotta tell them. Like if I gotta tell you to get up and go do it all the time, you don't really want it,
Facts, for sure. So you grew up in a 2-parent household. Your parents still together?
Nah, my mom and dad, they not together. So like I grew up, like they both in my life,
right.
But they not together. They was together for like till I was probably like 10, something like that. And then after that, they went together. My mama left for a while, so I didn't see her for a little while, and she came back, and she lived not too far from where my dad lived. But I stayed out here. She wanted me to move with her. She moved to like Jennings, and I'm like, shit, all my people out here, this is where I'm from, so I didn't want to leave.
So how was that when she left though? Was that a tough time? Like,
it was hard. Like I remember, I'm close with my mom. Like I just remember her, trying to give me the go, come and tell me like what was going on, and I really wasn't trying to hear it at the time. Like I remember just, she talking to me, I just walked away. Like, it was just hard, just cause I was used to that. Mom and dad, they weren't married, but like I was just used to that.
Seeing that every day, I already know how that is. I was on that side of the fence. So I feel you on that. So when you begin to like love sports though.
Yeah, man, bro, I've been loving sports since 4 or 5 years old. Like started off at the park, South Park. I played for the South Park. Baseball, football, basketball, and for me, really growing up, like. Baseball, basketball, like that. I love basketball. Like that was really my
Bro, that's
thing.
crazy. Everyone we talk to got a baseball.
That's what we got to start at around here. Yeah. I played with them.
Yeah, we played together. Me.
Bro, they all say baseball. I be
baseball and basketball, bro.
I used to pitch, and I was left-handed too. So like I feel like I was good. Like I wouldn't. But like with that, like you gotta have money to really get into it. I didn't come from that type of, so playing summer ball and all that. Like I ain't, so.
So where you went to junior high at?
I went to play zones. So like really what happened, like I grew up mostly like on the trash pile. Then like my mom and daddy, when they was together, we moved like to Linwood. But then my grandfather died, so he had like a farm and stuff like that. We lived there and moved to where he used to live at and took care of his stuff. That's how I ended up, going to play zones, going to our West, because that's why I was on for like at that time. So I played at play zones.
You remember play zones like junior high? Was that?
Yeah.
Was you him then, or it took a little while?
It really took a while. Like I feel like I was always like overlooked a little bit. Like I was always good, but it was always somebody that was like maybe a little better than me at the time, a little bit more developed. So I just really had a chip on my shoulder from young. Like at that time, like I might make the All-Star team, but I'm a player. Like I might be a rotation, they throw me in there, but I wasn't like the guy. So like I just had that chip on my shoulder. And coming into high school, like after at play zones, I went to Northwest, and I just really, I worked hard. I hang my hat on that.
Right.
What it took for me to get from there to go and play D1 ball.
So shit, I did a little, I do my little research. It told me you was a quarterback out there, like.
Yeah, so when I first went to Northwest, I was playing quarterback my freshman year, and then it was really crazy. Like my freshman, I'm on JV playing, and I was on varsity too, but I wasn't playing varsity for real. My QB, but like I said, basketball. I really love basketball. So I think we was playing like Livonia or something for JV, and bro, I got hit, and like
in your knee,
my knee,
yeah.
and
I do my own work.
Yeah. So like, and my knee like bust open, like it was bust open. I had to get like 20 sub stitches in my knee and it made me miss a little time. I'm like, man, bro, I love basketball. Like it wasn't even about not wanting to be out. I like not trying to be out. I was just like, I don't want to miss time from basketball because of football. So like my sophomore year, I didn't play football, and that was like looking back, it's something I regretted for a while because that was really when like Northwest they started, winning. They went to the third round, stuff like that. And I was watching from the sideline, and my uncle Baker, he telling me like, man, boy, go out there, I get you whatever you want, man. Like go play. And then one time in the summer, I was just like, man, I'm going to play next year. I'm gonna be out there and shit. That's just.
So you missed your sophomore year of football. Mm-hmm. Was you hooping though?
Yeah, I was hooping. So like my sophomore year, I was like all district, all parish.
I don't know too much about like even football. Like I know, but I was gone, so I just see like the highlights and shit. So
y'all was a little above me. I was watching y'all, but I was like probably like late elementary, junior high, y'all like junior seniors. Like I'm coming to watch y'all. I'm coming to watch the Christmas turn. I'm coming to watch y'all play OHS. My cousin, he went to OHS and stuff like that. Like
that's what I was trying to tell them. They don't even understand the influence that they really got.
For sure.
Like I was a ball boy for OHS watching these niggas.
I grew up watching y'all on the field. I watching people like Rook and them like on the court, like Mike and stuff like that. Like that's the type of people I was saying,
So yeah, man. So with basketball, you felt like that was your sport though?
Nah, for sure. Like that was something like since young people telling me, my mom and them, I'm getting off school, I'm doing my homework, first thing I'm going outside. I'm not worried about eating nothing, not worried about drinking nothing. I'm out there. They got force me to come in. That's just what it was. And then so I got to high school. Like freshman year, I was playing. I played a lot. But then my sophomore year, that's when I really with basketball, I really became the guy at my school. So I was the go-to. And I had a real Coach Bal, I still, man, that's one of the best coaches I ever had my whole life. He was somebody, he wasn't gonna just give, just cause you got the talent, he was about to just be like, oh yeah, cause I was young. So he really man, bro, he made me work hard. I tell this story to this day. Man, bro, I quit football. So I was running cross country. He made the people that was not playing football to play basketball had to run cross country. So we had the district cross country, bro. Cross country, I'm running cross country. So we had we had the district cross country meet, and we raced like 3 miles and running. So like they had this little dude from Pine Prairie, and I ended up coming second to him, but like it's like from me to D. Like, so he like, man, he coming to me after like, man, you ain't got no dog, how I know you not gonna quit on me, this, that, and the other. So like he told me, and we had summer league practice the next day, we got into something, he kicked me out of the gym. He came to me, driving his truck. I'm still waiting outside. I'm thinking he would be like, come back tomorrow with it on your mind. So he like, man, he early one night, like, man, you don't want to play no ball. Like, you're not trying to play ball. He's like, just try again next year. I'm like, try again next year. Like, man, this is what I do, bro. I'm not trying to hear that. He told me, man, you beat that dude from Pine Prairie at the state meet, I'll put you back on the team. So the dude was beat. You know, I went to the state meet.
From that point, you knew he was.
I lost my shoe. Halfway during the race, it's muddy. We running up hills, everything. I just kept going. And I never forget, I passed dude up because he ain't really, if it wasn't good conditions, he would, but I needed it. So man, he came up to me and then we had to like run around the track, finish line. He holding up my shoe, like August Pitre. And then from then on, like I was back on the team and it was just rocking after that. But that was a big story in my life.
Crazy to even hear though.
For sure.
You running cross country.
Cross country, bro. I did everything for real.
Man, that's crazy. I don't even want to run past 200. He out here running across the country.
Yeah.
Man, but I want to jump into, we talking about, high school and Northwest, man. When did you know you was talented just as much in the books?
Yeah.
Because that's something I remember seeing, like, being away, like, I don't even know the number, but you had so much money and scholarships. I'm like, man, what the fuck?
Yeah. Nah, it was really like, it started from young. Like, since I was a little kid, like, I remember I graduated from elementary. I went to Northeast, like on the pile. And it was like me and one other girl, we got like an award. We had 4.0s all throughout from pre-K to 6th grade. Never made a B, like, and that was just like, I don't really know what it was, it was just like something it just came to me kind of, and cause I was kind of, like my sister, she a better student than me, like she go and she study, she do, but I didn't really.
It was like really like kind of natural for you? Like.
Yeah, it was just kind of like that for me, like, so, but then I went to junior high, I'm kind of around people, now I'm trying to be cool, this, that, and the other. That's when I made my first B and stuff in junior high, like, and I never forget, like, my heart dropped, but I'm trying to play it off to them, like, oh man, I ain't worried about that, But yeah, that's kind of how it was. And then high school was kind of the same thing. And like I remember, cause I'm playing ball, I'm playing this, that, and the other. Teachers kind of thinking like, oh, especially when I first got there. But I just wanted to show them quick, like, if I could, I handle business here too. Like if I could do it, I'm do it the best way I can with it, whatever it is. So and once they start seeing that, it was kind of like, I'm just trying to show people like best of both worlds, I guess, in that way. So that's just kind of how that played out.
I bet your friends love you. How many tests you got? You done help people out. I'd love to have you as a friend in class. Hey, P, let's get in trouble. And he was a class president too.
Yeah, that
I ain't even get nominated for no shit like that. I don't even know how that go.
Man, I don't know, I just ran for it, and people, I feel like what I pride myself on above anything, like it don't matter who it is, like whether it's somebody sitting in the corner, like nobody messing with them, like they sitting by themselves. Like if they willing to talk to me, like I'm gonna talk to them. Like if they're willing to be my friend, like I'm gonna be cool with them too. So I feel like that's what really made people like gravitate towards me in that sense. Like, man, we rock with AP. He might be doing good in sports and this, that, and the other, but he don't think he like above nobody. Like, I never thought like that.
ACT score was?
I made it do it 29 on the ACT. Yeah.
Man, that ball. I can't even count how many more points that was. Bro, I put that bit one time, bro. I knew that wasn't for me. I couldn't even stay up through that shit. I had a 13. I don't know, bro. But I honestly say though, like, Well, let me ask you, cause shit, do you feel like high school and the things you learn really helps and
Translate.
pertain to real life? Though?
I mean, if we being, I know it didn't
I
really.
understand
You
certain
know,
things,
certain
like-
things,
like-
yeah, basic stuff, but like, you know, a lot of it don't really pertain to like the struggles you go, you know, cause
Right.
you know it's a lot of people that was, you know, doing stuff like that, and like you get in the real world, it's like different issues, it's different struggle like that on 4.0s can't help you with, you know, stuff like that. And certain things you might have to learn the hard way, especially if you don't have somebody, you know, that was on you about that too. See, my daddy, like he was on me about that, like he didn't care, but he cared about the 4.0, the A's and stuff like that, but he was the type like, man, that come to you like, I want to see like, when you going to work, like I'm going to cut grass with my dad, I'm in the ditch, like I'm doing stuff like that. Like, so I worked hard with my hands. So I understood where that came from too. Cause my dad, he just a hard working
You know
dude.
something? You gonna make a great husband. You got a woman? Cause we connect people on this cat. Hey, y'all, hey. Not no foolishness. Now, but if you a good woman with your head on right, we got a great man for you. Yeah? You know what I'm saying? So, but that's good, man. We, especially you speaking, you know, about your dad. Like, we need more fathers like
for sure.
that. Like, you know
like,
what I'm saying?
when I had, like, you know, I grew around some of my friends, you know, they didn't have that. And like, man, I'm just so appreciative to my dad. And like, it's for sure, you know, just two men, like being in it is hard, you know. Like we done had, you know, fussing. I done had them days. I tell my mom, like, man, I don't want to talk to, I don't want to deal no more and stuff like that. But I knew everything he did, it was always him wanting to see me, you know, do what I could do, be the best I could be. And that's just how he was, and I appreciate that for sure.
Let's jump into this junior year of football, man. Do shit start picking up?
Nah, for sure. Like, so like I came back with this sophomore year, spring ball, spring football. I'm out there, and we played like Marksville for the spring game. So like in the spring game, I had like 2 touchdowns. I call it 2 touchdowns. It was like some night create. I'm on top of somebody. Like, I think I ran like a post corner route. Somebody up, caught it. And I know for Coach Elwes in my high school football, he came up to us, you know, at the end of the game, because at that time I'm still like deep in basketball or whatever. He was just like, man, I promise y'all, AP go sign a Division I scholarship, but it's gonna be for football. And then from there, junior year came, first game, caught like 3 TDs. The whole season I had like I caught 17 touchdowns my junior year. And then it's crazy because like, I think it's like dead period kind of at that time still, like no schools really hit me up and stuff like that. But then the spring of junior year came, football, and then all kind of schools coming through, they coming, you know, want to lay eyes on me, come get me out of class, talk to me and stuff like that, start extending offers, and that's really when it kind of took off.
What it feel like though? Cause I done saw you really be lost. Like, what does that? I never felt that before. What does it feel like to really like? Now they tapping on the head. Like, what
Man,
is that like a rush? Like,
nah, it's a rush for sure. Like, cause I mean, I feel like, you know, I see a ball in the air. Like a lot of people, like, man, I just see him. I'm like, man, I could get that, and he can't. You know, so I'm going to get it. Like, and I'm coming down with it. I know he can't, you know, get up there with me, and that's how I felt on the court. Like, I'm going to the goal. Like, he's not about to jump with me. Or if he do, that's his fault.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
It's actually recorded as a 43-inch vertical jump.
So that's what I forgot to, like, my junior year. I went to the Nike. I went to the opening in New Orleans. And then, like,
you had like the Fort
High School. Oh yeah, you know. So like, I remember getting on like the little vert plate or whatever, and like I jumped the first. So like, really, people just coming up, the dude that's working, and he's just looking, not really paying attention. He see the 30 somethings, he like, you know, good, that's good. But then I got up there and I jumped, and then he looked up, he like, man, do that again? Like, cause I landed off it like the first time, whatever. Like, and then they just started, people pull out their phones, they record me, this, that, and he like, man, where you from? I'm from Opelousas. Like, oh yeah, we got some athletes in Louisiana, this, that, and the other. And from then, that's really like when schools, I forgot to mention, that's really when schools start, you know, trying to see what I was, you know, what I was about.
And you say you had like 17 your junior year, but your senior year you kind of.
Yeah.
But it was like y'all ain't have no quarterback.
Yeah, it was a different.
Games,
yeah.
They said you only had like 160 out there.
160. Like I think the first 4 games, I had like 160 total probably, and I don't think I didn't catch it. I think I caught a TD the 4th game, but then like, cause you know it's like double coverage, people doing this, that, and the other.
Man,
but,
newspapers say your coach said the quarterback couldn't get you the ball. I don't know who you trying to say. He said you was too good. The quarterback couldn't get you the ball.
Nah, at the time, like, you know, we had somebody who was trying to put that quarterback, that transfer. He didn't have that arm, that big arm to get it down, you know, down the field. And like, he wasn't there with me. So like, he wasn't trust. Like the year before.
It was the one from West Memphis.
Yeah. The year before I had somebody was like,
hey, you active, you know what you're talking about now.
The year before I had somebody was like, we had that chemistry.
Right.
It didn't matter who was covering me, where he was at, he letting it go. You know, I remember my junior year in the playoffs, we were playing Gina. And Gina had a dude, he in the league now, I think he played for the Jaguars, but he was going to LSU. And the whole week they talk, blah, 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 like this, you know how they do. You going to LSU, you going to LSU. But like, shit, he played against us. 1 catch, 10 yards. Right before halftime, he throw it up to me, I go over his head, catch it, go score. Like, but like I said, I had a quarterback that he trusts me. He just was gonna put it up there. But like that, the next year, my senior year, the QB, he just wasn't like he
came from us though, and all we did was run to my side or the other side. So he didn't even throw.
Yeah.
So it made sense though.
So then we let Tata, Montez, we let him. He was the quarterback, but he was just like a sophomore, so he was still a little raw. But at the same time, it was just like, man, bro, whatever, just throw it. Just throw it up, throw it in the area.
That's what they say, because you
like,
still end up finishing with 800 plus 14.
Yeah.
And the coach is like, even if he double cover, he open, just throw it.
Tell me. And, you know, we played against the West Feliciana, 13 D1 commits and stuff like that, but it didn't matter. Like, you just throw it up, put it in the vicinity, like, just give me a chance. I'm not gonna let them pick the ball up. It's incomplete on my ball. Like, that's it.
So when you got your first offer, you remember what your first offer was?
My first offer was Southern University. That was my first offer. Like, it was really like right after the camp. After the camp, Southern hit me up on Twitter, got my number, called me, and then they gave me my first offer. Yeah.
Did you have any basketball offers?
Yeah, I had like offers to Eastern Washington for basketball, McNeese. I had Southern, and then I was talking to I had Northwestern State in Louisiana, and then I was talking to like Harvard and all them type of Princeton
But
a lot of schools like with basketball, they really wanted to like see me like at the camp and stuff like that. But at the time when all those started coming in, like I had zeroed in on football. Now it's like, man, I'm thinking about, 6'2" wide. I'm playing wide out is, a bigger upside. That's kind of how my coach was telling it to me. So I really wasn't even entertaining a lot of the basketball stuff at the time.
All right. So you cut out basketball, you lock in on football. What offer you got that was kind of like a surprise?
For me, man, I think the first one for me that was like a surprise really was like UL for me, to me. Cause I didn't really, I grew up, I know like it's a good program. And then at the time, like Coach Napier, and he was just coming in and people see what he did over there. Like, so that was like one of the first ones for me, like it's hometown. Like before the staff before they didn't offer me. Then he came in and was like, man, we got this kid down the street, like, he talking to me, he's like, why they not, he looking at my stuff from camp, and he coached at Bama. He coached Bama wideouts and stuff. He was a receiver coach at Bama before he came. And he said one thing about one drill. He was watching the tape from the camp, and he was like, man, I saw you put your foot in the ground, do this, go that way. And I was like, man, I could build that up. I can make him something, you know. And that, you know, that was something. That was the first time a coach really, I feel like, studied me for real, broke it down to me, and was like, man, I see you right now, but I see what you could be. Like, and that's just kind of, yeah.
So shit, but you end up committing to Texas State?
At the time, yeah, because Texas State, they kind of gave me that run around like they do with recruiting. So like, they like, oh, it's on the table, like, you know, commit, or, you know, like, might be gone, might give it to somebody else. And at the time, I want to say that was like, because that was before before Louisiana Tech, before Rice
kind
and
of
stuff.
Like all you really had.
Yeah. So at the time, my only FBS offer, I'm like, man, I'm, you know. And then I'll never forget, we in the playoffs, we played Westlake, and we was on the news, and it was like Texas State commit August Pitre. And my uncle hit me up saying when they got me to go out there play ball, Darryl Baker. He hit me up, he's like, man, if I ever hear somebody talk about you committed to trash ass Texas State again,
because they was just coming up.
But that's how that's the type of dude he is. But
So how you decommitted? You told them, or you just?
So like really, they was trying to give me. I think that was the first year they had the early signing day. Like in December.
So they was trying to get you.
They was trying to give me the sign in December. I'm like, man.
We trying to steal us one.
But at the same time, it was a little because I didn't really have much other stuff. But at the time, I'm like, man, you know, I think if people saw the tape and stuff who I played, and I'm gonna bet on, I'm gonna get some more come January, you know. And if y'all really want me like that, y'all go wait too, you know. Sure. So I just you know, betting on my own heart, betting on myself. I bet on myself, and then, you know, I got some more down the line, and that's how it happened. Yeah.
How we end up at Rice? You took a visit there, or you just?
What's crazy, like,
what is Rice?
It's in Houston.
Oh, you
Houston.
In the city.
Medical, oh yeah.
You in the city.
Yep. So like, it's crazy because like I went to my UL visit the week before I went to Rice, and everything about UL football wise said yes. Like everything about UL, I'm there. They got this dude like speed, like focus just on speed training and stuff like that on the staff. You know, receiver coach, the head coach was the receiver coach at Bama, so he got there and he didn't work with people like Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley's of the world. Like they got people. I'm going out with them. You know, people coming back in the league right now. You know, they playing in the league. They coming back. They hanging with me. Yeah. I'm seeing what that's like. They got people that's projected to go, because, you know, that's a good program. They always send us, no matter how they do, they always send somebody. You know. So then I sat down with the coach, and I'm like, you know, coach, like, man, I love to hear, like, you know, but I really I want to go see Rice. Like, you know, I'm from Opelousas, like, I never really saw a lot. You know, I wasn't traveling, except for like AAU. That's how I got to see the world for real. And he was just like, man, I understand. Like, go ahead, like, go see it, you know. And I went, and bro, it was kind of the opposite almost. Like everything, like nothing was flashy. Like, you know, I didn't go out. Like, I think on my visit, I'm playing 2K with another recruit. Like, that's what I'm doing. I go back to the hotel. But then, like, it was something like they hit us with, like, Rice is a 40-year decision, not a full-year decision. And then that just kind of stuck with me. I remember coming back, talking to my mama, and she was just like, man, like, you'll get the opportunity to come back and go to UL if you want. Like, you can you can always go to UL. She was like, you're not gonna get the opportunity to go to Rice again. So, and then from there, I hit him up and told him I was coming to Rice, and I told Coach Napier, like, you know, I know you're gonna do big things over there. I appreciate your recruitment, but, you know, I'm gonna go to Rice. And he was just like, we're gonna win and stuff like that. And he did, you know, he had Florida and outside of Coach Napier, but he was, you know, that's how that played out.
How was Rice when you got there, though? Was it a hard transition?
Hard transition, bro. Rice, it was like a different place, bro. Like, you know, coming from Opelousas for one thing, you know, but like it's a private school. Like, most of the people that go there come from going to private schools, like the best high schools in each state, you know. So like academically, like they kind of make the, you know, the curriculum is based on that. Like we got all these, you know, high achieving academic students coming here. So like it was more rigorous, it was tougher. It was a hard transition, like not being one of the top, you know, I kind of had to find my way. And I was away from home for the first time for real, and in a big city, eyes big, a lot of stuff, you know, distractions, you know, so like in that sense, yeah, it was a transition. And then really, football was so much, you know, it was a hard transition. That first fall camp was just different. Like I didn't come from a program where it was like that. It was that, you know, I wasn't as prepared, I feel like, as some of them dudes coming from Texas schools. They take it serious out there. So that was kind of hard. And I got hurt my third day of my first fall camp. I tore my hamstring, grade 3 hamstring tear. And that freshman year, the red shirt, I was out. And then it was tough because first practice, I'm there, I'm doing my thing, doing my thing, getting open, like starting cornerbacks. And the coach is like, man, you gonna help us out a lot this year. Like, you know, keep doing what you're doing. I back door get hurt. And it was hard that first year. School was kind of, you know, difficult. And I'm dealing with that. And for the people that don't really know, like, when you hurt in college ball, like, you know, you think them same coaches that's like always talking this, that, and the other, they might pat. You see them in the hallway walking to the meeting room, it's like you're invisible. Sure. So that was kind of hard, you know, just being young. You want your coach's approval. Like that's the kind of phase I was in. I want my, you know, like, y'all know I'm a good player. I'm hurt right now, but that's just how it goes. It's business. For sure.
So shit, your red shirt, what, freshman year, you start turning up?
Yeah, that's when I started playing. Like, I'm starting. I got 2 other receivers that's older, but like, you know, they getting the ball a lot more. I'm like the third option. I'm at Z. You know, I still like get some targets. I still like score like 3 touchdowns, I think, or 2. I think 2. My red shirt freshman year. But then the craziest, like after that, I'll never forget, because like they tried some things with me. You know, I couldn't really do it at the time. I wasn't quite ready. We playing big. We played Baylor. We playing UT. We played Houston, like with De'Aaron King and all, like big dogs at the time. So like I was in the fire. And at the time, I wasn't ready all the way. You know, I wasn't one of them guys. It came in, my body wasn't as developed at the time. And I'll never forget, you know, that transfer portal, it's all starting all this time. I'm in the middle of that. And they have the exit meetings at the end of the year, you know. So he come in the exit meeting, you know, I'm thinking like, you know, stuff good, everything good. And they just hit me with it like, man, we tried some things with you. You couldn't get it done for real. So like, you know, we about to get some transfers from some bigs coming in. Like, we feel like you got to make your name as like just catching balls on the goal line for us and stuff like that. But like, that just ignited that same stuff in me that got me to where I was, putting that chip on my shoulder again, you know? Cause like, it's easy when you're from a small town and like you go somewhere and everybody, they pump you up. They like, you know, you feel like you done did it. But like, man, when you do like, you get complacent a little bit, you fall into that complacency and it just hurts you. But like that kind of just woke that fire back up in me again. Like, all right, y'all think somebody better, and that's all you need to say. I'm gonna go home, work. Came back bigger, stronger, faster, and that's like the COVID year that next year. So like, I came back, now they like, oh man, we gonna do this with you, do that with you, cause I'm bigger, stronger. I'm getting open. I'm running my routes better. I'm faster. Like, I'm a different person. Like they asked who the most improved player from last year, like AP on the whole team. When we only played like 5 games. First game, I caught a touchdown. First play, first game, came down, broke my wrist. So I missed the next 4 games. And then the next year came. They're like, man, we knew you was gonna do this down. This exit meeting was a little better. They're like, and you know, you came back, you a whole lot better. Like, you know, you just had an injury, you know, that happened. So like, you know, it is what same thing that got me to that point, I just doubled down on it again. And then we came back in that fall, and that was kind of a little breaking out. We played Arkansas, first game of the season.
You scoring them too?
And I scored a touchdown. Had like 4 catches, 97 yards, touchdown by the third quarter. And like shit, they had some dudes on their team, especially in the secondary. And then, but I got hurt. I tore my UCL and my elbow. So then I missed a few weeks for that, but I came back with the brace on. But I played good that year. Like, I was getting targets, had a few 100-yard games, and that was really like me finally coming out, like showing like, man, I can play at this level and I can succeed at this level and be like a go-to guy at this level. And now, man, that was big for me. Like, that was a good feeling because, you kind of, when it's not happening like how you used to, it kind of make you feel like, man, can I do it? Like, you sit back, you question yourself a little bit because it's just not playing out how I usually do for you. But, I doubled down, and then the fruits of my labor started showing, and it was a good feeling for sure.
So why you end up transferring though?
I mean, for me, like after that, I remember one of my best friends at Rice. He was a slot receiver, Jake Bailey. Shout out my dog JB. So like we'll just be talking during it. Really, my receiver coach, he knew I was having a good year. So he kind of like, he knew it kind of come with that. Like people might be trying to transfer, go up, go here, go there. So he came to me, during practice one day. He was just like, man, like, what you thinking about next year? Like, go be here? I'm like, man, like right now, coach. And he was a real one, so I could talk to him about stuff like that. He wasn't trying to go back to the head, man. Man, he say he out. So he was just like, man, it's kind of, I told him it was like 50-50. Like, I don't know if I want to stay. I don't know if I want to go quite yet. I'm going to see. And I felt like when I was, really for me, I felt like when I was doing my thing and I became that guy, like, I wasn't getting that same, love. I wasn't getting all the plays. Like, they'll draw some plays up for me. Right. And I was getting touches most games, but some games, like, it wasn't the same. So I'm like, when y'all had other guys that was doing that, they was getting it no matter what. And they dropping, doing this, that, and the other. I'm catching everything that come to me from at that time. Right. But my role wasn't increasing. So now I'm in that role, and like I don't feel like I'm getting as much as I should be. Just kind of, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, at the end of the year, I'll never forget, I think I was hooping in the rec. And really, at the end of the last game, we played Louisiana Tech. We came back, won, beat them, last game of the season. And I walked for senior day. Like, I walked and stuff like that. And my coach, after the games, I had a good game that game. He came to me. One of my coaches was just like, man, go do it next year again, like this, that, and the other. I'm like, man, I don't even know. Like, and then I think I want to say I hit the portal in like December, and that was a whole, like, man, that thing. I try to tell anybody that was younger than me, like at school, at Rice and stuff like that, bro. It's not sweet. Right. Like, it's not a sweet, place to be. Like, I remember coming to my coach telling him, like, I wanted to hit it. He hit me with all the numbers, like, it's this many receivers that hit the portal. Right. It's this many receivers that's still in the portal. It's this, is that, But my receiver coach at the same time, he like, man, he real. He like, man, you balled. You did what you needed to do. You played 7 games. You had almost like 490 something, almost 500 yards. You like 15, 16 yards a catch, stuff like that. He like, you go find a place to play. It's just like where you want to play at. Where you. And at that time, I was just like, man, I really don't know. I just want to play. I want to get the ball. I feel like I want to get targets and stuff like that. And so then I hit the portal. When I hit the portal, it's like Western Kentucky and Tulane came see me. So I really was I thought I was going to Tulane. So like they came and they came eat with me. One of the coaches in Houston, he came see me in Houston. And I was supposed to go on an official visit over there and stuff like that. But then once I started talking to coaches, I'm telling them like, Coach, like you know, I want to finish here. Like I want to be here in the spring, graduate here and everything. And then come.
Right.
So like a lot of the bigger schools like Texas Tech, Kansas, a lot of them schools, you know, especially me coming from a smaller school, they like, man, we want to see you in the spring to see if you can do it, you know, because we don't want to, you know, we don't know we saw you on film, but like we don't really know. We want to see if you can do it. So that's gonna be a little late for us. Like if you're not coming in the spring, we might go back, you know. Yeah. So the only school that was really still like, oh man, like, you know, we gonna wait for you, and it was like on the same level really, was Ohio University.
That's where you took a visit.
Yeah, I took a visit to Ohio, and I was signed with Ohio. I signed letter of intent. They posted me for National Signing Day and everything. So then I was supposed to go there like 3 days after I graduated from Rice. When I came back, I'm back home. I'm talking to Michael Hayes and them, like, they went to like Southern. They was big, like, he like all-time leading receiver and stuff like that at Southern. And he was just talking to me. I was talking about law school. So then they were just like, man, you know, Southern got a good law school, this, that, and the other. Like, because everybody from around here like, man, why you going to Ohio? Like, that's way up there, like, you know, and already it kind of hurt a little bit because, like, my mama, she was working multiple jobs. You know, I got little siblings, so, like, she only came to one game my whole college career. Like, she only came to my last game, you know, and, you know, I really wasn't excited about going way up there, to be honest. Like, you know, I signed, that's what I had as my FBS. Only, you know, that was still, like, rocking with me. Wait for me to come, you know, so I was rocking with it, but I really didn't want to go way up there, you know, to be honest, if I'm being real. But, so he was talking to me about that, talking to me about law school and stuff. So then Southern hit me up. They hit Coach Jerry Mack, they hit him up first. So when I was at Rice, he was my offensive coordinator for the first 2 years, and he was my wide receiver coach my first year. But now he coach at Tennessee. He like the pass game coordinator, all that. He at Tennessee, but before that, he was at North Carolina Central, HBCU, and they played against Coach Dooley and then when they were at Grambling in the HBCU National Championship. So he hit me up, just was telling me about, how the system is proven, this, that, and the other. And then he was just like, man, you know, right now for you, it's about getting the ball, getting the rock. Like, they don't really, you done prove, like, you can play against big schools and do what you need to do. They want to see, like, what you can do with increased receptions. Like, the yak, they want to see stuff like that. So I'm just listening to this, that, and the other. I'm like, okay, like, you know, because before, I'm going to be honest, a lot of FCS schools that hit me, I was like, man, I did my thing, FBS, like, I don't need to go, you know, like, it's not like that. And then I almost ended up going back to Rice. So I talked to my receiver coach, you know, I was telling him, like, man, I really don't know. I feel like, you know, because at that time, it was, portal and stuff was new, like, and they had other schools that was like accepting people back even after they hit it, you know, it's kind of like, you young, like, you just trying to see what's out there and stuff like that. And they had a meeting and everything, like, you know, the leadership council with like players from each position, the leaders from each position. I was on it too, but, you know, I wasn't on the team at the time, so. And they voted like, man, would y'all, if AP was coming back, would y'all want them back and stuff like that? Everybody like, shit. Everybody like, yeah, we gonna take AP back if you wanna come back, you know? And then, but they told me everything about that. But at that time, I had came to Southern, you know, went on a camp and stuff like that. And then they told me like I could start law school there, you know, take care of it while I'm playing. And I was just like, man, shit, I think I'm gonna come, you know, I'm gonna come here. You know, I'm gonna come here. And that's how I ended up at Southern,
That's crazy. I really always wondered though, but see, when you hit the portal, it was kind of like fresh. Like that's when it was just jumping.
That was like the second year,
This how I feel about the portal.
Yeah.
Like in your situation, all right, AP leaving, but he going to try to prove and do shit to be better and get seen more. But when dudes leaving the portal just because they not playing, I don't respect that at all, bro. Like,
but that's what I told him, like, bro, because it's already, you leaving, if you not playing where you at, where you think you go? Like, you're not going nowhere better.
Right.
You're just going to be somewhere, you know, and if that's what if you just want to play, whatever, but like, you know, but I tell anybody that was younger than me that asked me like, man, should I? I'm like, I remember Keon, he reached out to me when I was in the portal, and it's like, he didn't hit it till this past year, the next season. So he reached out to me, like, man, I'm thinking about, you know, I'm like, man, like, bro, you doing your thing where you at? I'm like, bro, you good. I'm like, man, if you ain't just, I'm like, man, give it another year, like, give it another year. And I'm not saying anything I said made him, whatever, but like, he did, like, you know, we talked about it and stuff like that. I'm like, man, bro, give it another year, like, you doing good where you at? You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you just feel like after that, like, you just want to go somewhere else that bad or get closer to home, whatever the case may be, like, go for it. But like, you good where you at right now, you know? And he ended up doing, I feel like he increased the stock from this past year to go and not look what, you know, and he doing his thing. And man, that just, stuff like that made me so happy, because, you know, we come from.
Right.
And I'm just like, man, you doing your thing, bro. That's, because he like a little brother to me. He bigger than me, whatever, but he like a little brother to me. Like, he played with my sister growing up, like, bitty basketball and stuff like that. And anybody that's from the same place I'm from doing anything positive, I'm rocking with it. I don't care what it, like, I don't care. You from Opelousas, you from anywhere around here. Man, if you doing something positive, I know it. I ain't even have to know you for real. Like, if you doing it, I'm rocking with you, bro.
I'm posting everything else. It don't even matter. Like,
I'm
just
rocking
off the
with
strength,
you.
like.
Off the strength. I'm rocking with you.
So that's crazy. So, I mean, being like, you kind of like the older one in that generation. How do you seeing the ones like younger than you doing good shit though?
It's crazy, man. Like, man, them dudes for sure, like them dudes at LHS right now, like, that's kind of like, I feel like when you older, like, you kind of like, you're a little out of, like, I'm not here for the games, I'm playing, so like, I don't get to come to see no high school games. It's been before they was been years before I had seen a high school game back.
That's
you
why
know?
I ain't see y'all. Like,
so it's like when you see something, I'm like, man, he got somebody over there like that right now. The first thing I'm seeing, oh, this fool's that he did, he got this off of that. I'm like, man, they got something. I gotta go see what that's about, you know. But like, man, it just go to show, like, you know, all I wanted to do, I feel like sports wise, or like one of my main things, like, I feel like I wanted people, like, when they, you know, they see they get a dude from Opelousas, they get me, I'm from Opelousas, like, man, they got them type of dudes in man, let me go see what OP talking about, like, let me go see what that's talking about around there, like, and, you know, they come because I feel like we got some of the best athletes, just natural athletes in the world around here, bro, like, you know, people.
And you was the first FBS recruit out of
I was the first FBS from my high school.
D-Lo. Tell me some
He's
more.
making me talk popping a little bit, you know. But I was the first one. I was the first one, so that was like.
Valedictorian and that's some crazy shit.
So I was the number 3, but they put valedictorian in the thing. But like when somebody, you know, I'ma correct. I was the third ranked person. That's like the historian we call it. But
then he say he stayed at Rice to finish, man. So what you finished with?
So I finished from Rice. I graduated in English at Rice. So then that was like, for me, a transition.
You know how many people wouldn't have stayed?
Yeah. I'm knowing like.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like.
So it was just like, you know, I was standing firm on it because, you know, coaches, you know, they in a position, they kind of control your future a little bit, you know, regardless of however you want to say it. Like, they paying for you to go to school. When I'm going to Rice, like, man, that's way more than my daddy make a year. Way, you know, like, if they couldn't do it. So like, they in control. They was in control of my situation. So like, coaches, they try to strong arm me, make you do this, make you do that. But that's just something that's been big for me from the jump. And like, I just remember all that hardship I went through my first year. I'm calling home like, Mom, I want to leave. Dad, I want to leave. Like almost every day. I'm
gotta
like,
finish this.
you know,
Yeah.
I didn't went through that. I'm like, I'm about to finish this. This something like it's symbolic for me.
Right.
It means something to me. Like I didn't went through that. I didn't went through that struggle, and I didn't came out it on the other end. You know, with some scars, but like I didn't made it through. And I was not that type. Like a lot of people from the outside looking in, you know, it might not seem like that because that's just the way I try to carry myself. And so people that's younger than me, they can see like, you know, man, he doing it, like I could do that too,
right.
You know, but I didn't do it just, you know, scar free. Like, you know, I went through some stuff, but like I never, you know, if people ask, I talk about it, but I'm not gonna just talk about all the stuff that happened and everything, you know, I just handle it, you know.
So look, so you signed to Ohio. How did they let you go though? Like, how you got
I signed with Ohio, okay. I didn't show up. I ain't gonna lie. That's something I did that bad. Like that's something I can, like, man, like looking like I definitely could have did that in a more mature way, like, cause they, you know, like I said, I was supposed to come like 3 days after I graduated.
What's number 12 that or the quarterback? When you signed Ohio was Nathaniel, I forgot his name. It's like Nathan or something.
Oh, you talking about the one they got right now that's slinging it? That played this last season at Ohio.
No, he had to be around because he went to my junior college.
Okay.
Then he went there. Then he went CFL. He a Canadian.
Yeah, you talking about his little brother, the quarterback now. I don't know him. Right. I don't know him, but they was talking about him when I went up there. They was like,
showed you some love, right?
Yeah. But the one, his little brother, they did their thing. They went to conference, like they won like 10 games. I think they won their bowl game and everything. Like they did their thing this past year. And then they had they ended up getting a transfer from Ohio State, receiving. He did his thing over there too. So like, you know, they did good. They had the business. But like I had to, like I said, I was supposed to go up there 3 days after I graduated from Rice. I just didn't go. They blowing me up, calling me, texting me, sending me emails like, man, you gotta do this, do that. Like, you gotta, we need you, like, hit us up, man. Like, if something changes, let us know. Like, and they being, you know, they not even like, I'm knowing they mad, but like, they wasn't like, you know, they still trying to understand just what's going on.
Right.
You know? And then I think one of them got in touch with my mom and was just like asking me what happened. Or like, what's going on? And she was kind of telling them like, well, there's some other schools that's kind of still like reaching out and he thinking about going to Southern. And then they was just like, man, like, whatever. Then I ended up, I really posted, cause like at the time it was like, if you're not, like in only high school, I think it's like you bound to it, whatever, like, but for that, you're not bound until you enrolled at the school. So I wasn't enrolled yet. Okay. You know, but so I posted on Twitter, like, I didn't even tell the guy, I was like, see y'all on the bluff. And then I think to do that deal with all the paperwork and stuff like that, he emailed me, like something I had to sign to like relinquish my financial aid. So like I tell people, I'm like, bro, that's where I was supposed to be. It wasn't like, oh, like something happened, I can't go. Like, no, it was all me. Like, you know, I did that. I had to relinquish my financial aid and then to go to Southern and stuff like that. So
that's how we ended up at Southern.
That's how we ended up at Southern.
And you're in law school right now?
Yeah. I started officially in August. So like this past year, I just studied because it's like LSAT, you got to take that.
Well, I don't know. You speaking Chinese to me so, right now.
It's like a admission test you got to take and stuff like that. So now I took that in the spring, applied and stuff like that. And I officially.
Whoa. Hold on. Stop. So we're literally going to watch this video and we're not going to like, subscribe, comment, or even share this video.
What was it like playing against Jackson State with all the you know what I'm saying? Like the media,
because the first time we played Jackson State, it was a college game day was there. So that was crazy. Like I had never played a game where, you know, college game day there. It was cool leading up to it. But like they pack it out. Like Dion, man, he really came in and like he made that brand like, you know, resound around the country. Right. So like we there like, and they got a real big stadium like FBS size like. And it's full of people, like, and they, you know, like they loud, they playing, like, and they had some good guys, like, you know, they had Travis Hunter, and they had good DBs and stuff like that. But you know, it was out there. We was just playing ball. Like, and I feel like the first time we played them, we went there with you know. But then the second time we played them, we made like that quarterback change, and then you could see at the end of the game, like we got somebody really getting into it. We making plays. We scoring against this, you know, stuff like that. But you know, like I said, the first thing my uncle asked me, like, who the quarterback would be.
Right.
Because like, no matter what you doing at receiver, like you gotta have somebody that trust you, or somebody that can get it there to you, like, and stuff like that. But
so, man, I mean, shit, we do that now. So, you good now? What we expecting this year?
Man, it's gotta be the year. You know, my cousin came to me like, you know, this is the year, draft grade, like, and he said that from when I first came in, he told the team like, you know, August Pitre would be that next receiver from here that's gonna get that opportunity. And, you know, he that type, he like to speak stuff into existence. And from then I'm with it. So like this year, you know, I get them opportunity. No matter what, I just gotta do it. You know,
this how I be feeling about everybody. Like, you a dog as long as you stay healthy.
Yeah.
Everything else
that's
gonna take care of itself.
So I just been, you know, praying, trying to take care of my body. It's just been work, grinding, getting ready for this next season. It's all swag play. And really, I really want to, like, I made it to that swag championship with Southern. Like, I'm trying to win it, you know. And I feel like we got the team to do it. You know, I feel like we're going to have the guys back there that can command the ship. And, you know, really just do my 111. When that ball comes to me, do what I need to do with it. Do what everybody expect me to do. And, you know, it's going to be good.
And being that you so talented on both sides, whether we go educational or athletic, like, is your goal really to hit the league, though?
Man, that's like, been a goal for me. Though? It's a goal for me, you know, but at the end of the day, I still, like, I always want to make sure, like, because it's going to end for me, even if I get there. So it's like, I want to, you know, plant them seeds so I'll be straight, you know, if that no pan out for me. But, like, I'm in it, like, that's the highest level you can get to. So I'm trying to reach for it, and so that's what I'm trying to do with it right now. Yeah.
Oh, shit, you know, all is well, man. I pray, you know, man, just stay healthy, dog. We stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? But, man, is there anything you want to ask me?
Man, like, I'm like, with me, like, man, I really like, you know, then, like, I'm happy you got me to come on and stuff. Like what made you feel like, yeah, I'm about to do this. I'm about to, like, shed some light on, you know, try to ask questions, like, about, you know, what you doing right now. Like, what made you really feel like that was what you wanted to do?
I ain't gonna lie, shit, people be DMing us.
Yeah.
Come. I'm trying to help. Yeah. Like, this shit called DaChosenOnes for a reason.
Yeah.
Like,
nah, for sure.
So, especially, like, all era, like, it's not too many. Yeah. So when we finally have somebody, like, I feel like, okay, once you leave, they don't talk about it no more on this side. Like, if AP here, key on that, this shit need to be in all papers. Every week they doing something.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? To get a youth something to look forward to, like, instead of all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, show them they got somebody out here that's really
doing,
You know what I'm saying? So I'm clicking on the store. I say, damn, AP. Hit D-Lo. Boom. I say, I'm about to hit the P up. Then just whoop. We here. Great. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. You know what I'm saying? Give me top 5 people you saw or played with.
Top 5 people, what? You
saw?
Yeah, I saw.
Or played with anything.
Football-wise or basketball? Football. I'm good football.
Go ahead, football. Just
top 5 people I played with.
Or played against. You saw anything, like.
I'm going to say top 5 people I played against, then I'm going to say top 5 people, like, I saw, you know, with my own, played with, whatever. So, like, top 5 I played against. In college, top 5 people I played against. I played against Ed Oliver, that was crazy. Like, man, I never saw somebody dominate. Like he was a D tackle for Houston. He was 5-star coming out. He stayed at home, went to Houston. He was like top 10 draft pick that next year. And he was just crazy. Like first 3 plays of the game is like TFL, sack. Like trying to people I went against head to head. I played against my Tarek Brown, cornerback from Arkansas. So like they had this other corner who like I'm doing my thing like when then I come on his side like man I never forget man I hit and like I got open against him a couple but like he was nice man he picked one ball coming to me but like man I released on him. He spun around everything he spun around speed turn he found me again he with me right there and as from that I saw that I'm like oh yeah he and then I knew like this before he was really, I'm like, man, bro, that's the best corner I played against. Yeah. And then he was first team all SEC, got drafted like the next, man, so I played against my cousin, Jalen Pete. Shout out Jalen Pete. He played for Baylor. He played for Houston, the Texans. Now he plays safety. And I never saw somebody fly around like that, like making plays, pick six, TFL from the strong safety position. Right. Him and another dude remind me of that was Jalen Catalan. That's another safety played for Arkansas. Same thing. He had like 2 picks against us, almost pick 6-1, but I tapped him. Like coming down, hitting people, TFLs, like just playing with their hair on fire, like them type of dudes. I'm trying to think. One other dude that was just like in college that was just like, shit. That's a good question, bro. And I be popping them off. Usually I'm trying to think about it like big schools and stuff. Oh, shit. Played against Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
Man, bro, I never saw somebody like he's special. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't know, but he's special. Like I watched that dude, like I never saw somebody with contact balance. Like I'm talking about jump over somebody, getting hit in the air, coming down, still on these feet, running, like still from like everything, speed, strength, balance. Like that was, he was something for real. And like people I played with, man, in college. So one of my slot receiver, when I was at Rice, Jake Bailey for one. That's my dog. He's still playing right now. But I feel like he one of the best slot receivers in the country. He played for SMU now, so he left. He transferred the same year I did. He went to SMU, and he got hurt last year. But the game he did play, he played against TCU. Everybody knew what TCU did. Right. Shit, he had like 143 touchdown. He couldn't do nothing with him. But then he got hurt. He ain't play, whatever. But watch out for Jake Bailey this year. I promise y'all. I played with Austin Trammell, one of our other slot receivers. He played for the Rams right now. I played with my dog Ikenna Inichukwu at Rice, D tackle. Man, like dominant, one of the most dominant. Like I'm talking about, no matter making plays, like unblockable, really. Like, and he one of them guys. He wanted to leave after that year. He could have left, went anywhere in the country, but he stayed. Then I'm gonna throw in on high school play. I played with Abraham Garwin. Man, when I tell you, a dude, this from high school, Northwest. He was a year older than me. Like somebody that make plays in every facet of the game, like kick return, punt return, catching touchdowns, running speeds for touchdowns, pick sixes, playing against the best receiver on the other team, like and he state champion in 100 meter and track, like, it's like that, man, like people talk about me like, man, he one of them, and he went run track in college and stuff like that, but he one of them guys like I could have went anywhere, Trying to think, one other person I played against. I'm gonna throw in another high school I played with. I'm gonna throw in another high. For me, one of my best friends, I'm gonna be honest, like Keyshawn Jackson.
That's what I was waiting.
Like, bro, and like he one of the craziest. Like him, like he like one of them guys. Like he could do anything. Like he'd be on the field. Like he was a D tackle. But like we handed him the ball like a running back, and he running in playoff games for like 3 TDs, 170-something yards. Like they can't tackle him. He wasn't crazy, you know. He a D tackle, like but he was athletic. He could run, like he, you know. But like he was one of them freaky kind of ass. Like he could, we throwing him touchdowns, he catching touchdowns. So like he was one of them guys. So that's my dog, you know. Yeah, so like that's them 5 for me who I played against, played with.
Top 5 receivers in the league.
Top 5 receivers in the league. In order or just 5?
Just your 5.
How I want to do it? Okay. For me, he didn't play last year, but he coming back. Calvin Ridley. I love Calvin Ridley. That's one of the, like when we'll watch like NFL guys. We'll get like all their receptions from the past year. And I remember cutting his tape on, Julio Jones tape on. For one, I cut Julio tape on. I'm like, I can't do a lot of that, you know. Right. But then the Calvin Ridley, he more my build, like, you know. But bro, like I'm talking about coming off the ball, talking about attacking with some speed and stopping on a dime, changing direction on, like, he one of the ones. And he was one of the ones before he got suspended, you know? Yeah, so I'm looking for him to come back and do his thing.
And he got a quarterback now?
Yeah, for sure. And for me, like, Justin Jefferson, I gotta throw Jettas in there. Like, he just so smooth. Like, he one of them guys, like, he not a burner. He got good speed, but, like, he got that, like, the wiggle. He got that wiggle with him, like, he gonna win. Right. You know, he gonna win. He gonna win at the release point. He gonna win at the break point. Strong hands. He gonna go up and get it. I feel like he got a complete game in that way, in that sense. Another one, Devontae Adams, for sure. I probably waited too long to see him, but Devontae Adams, to me, that's the best wide receiver in the NFL, right, for sure. Like, another dude, not a burner, but like his release is just so much different than any other guy that's in the league. He do stuff that's like a college receiver coach tell you, like, man, don't do that. Like, you probably shouldn't be, you know, he leaving his feet, coming off, he got one foot in the air, like, and you like, man, as a DB, man, they ought to just be able to put their hands on him and jam him up, but they tried. Like, you know, you think they should do it, they didn't try to do stuff like that, and you see what happened. He's going to catch touchdowns, going to do this, whatever. One of them unguardable type of dudes. 2 more. Man, 2 more. I'm going to say some sleepers. For me, I love Devontae Smith. And he not, you know, that's just one of my favorites. Like, so I'm going to throw him in that 5 for me, because he from here too. Right. I played against him in basketball in high school. He kind of somebody I looked up to. And, like, to me, he another one, like, real smooth, stop on a dime, like,
not the biggest,
athletic, not the biggest, he go get it. Like, he 160 something, one set soaking wet, he go get it, he go up and get it, he go win, you know, intermediate routes, he go in on the sharp, you know, and that's the type of stuff I like from a receiver. Like, you know, I want somebody that could win, you know, contested catches, he go win in the route, win at the line of scrimmage, stuff like that. And, man, I want to say I love D-Hop, but like, I ain't, you know, right now, you know, he coming out, you know, in my opinion.
I know what you're saying.
So, somebody that's just a bully, I'm going to throw Jamar Chase in there for me. Like, I just think Jamar Chase out there, like, bro, I remember watching him. I'm like, bro, he don't do release. Like, his releases, like, he just come to balance. Split releases come to balance. He's strong. He throwing you out the way, and he fast. So once you get there, he run 4-3. He's not catching up. And then if you there, he going up get it. And then if he get the ball in his hand, he a tough tackle. So now, like, it's hard to do something with that. That's top 5 for me.
Who would you say you mold your game after, though? Like,
my game. For me, there's another reason why I weigh 88. Like, I grew up Dez Bryant, Marvin Harrison, them type of dudes. I was like, you know, cause I'm not a full 3, not a full 2, like, you know, but at the same time, I got good speed. I can separate. I feel like I'm good at the line of scrimmage. I'm gonna win at the top of the route. I could go up and get it, you know, stuff like that. So those are the type of guys I feel like I'm molding my game after. I'm looking at them like, you know, their releases. I'm looking at how they running their double moves, how they using their eyes, you know, to make a DB really commit, not just using their body. And them the type of dudes that I feel like I looked at and molded my game after. So I threw the 88 on.
So I need 2 people you would like to see in that chair next.
2 people I want to see in the chair next. Man, 2 people I want to see in the chair next. I want to. Man, I don't.
I told him Marlon Young.
Marlon?
I already tapped in with him.
Okay. I agree with that. I feel like I want to see Kenny Fraser. I would love to see Kenny. I just feel like he another one like that's gonna give you like a kind of like a whole, like, you know, you get both sides of it, you get to that type of thing. And then I want to see, man, that's hard. Like, so there's like people like they in college or like what it just don't matter.
We can
but
get
it's
a whole
ball, they playing ball though, or that don't even matter either.
It don't matter. Be a doctor you won't see over there. We're gonna figure it out.
So they don't have to, even if they ain't have to play ball, they can just be doing anything, whatever, and anything. Man, all right, so that's good. I mean, I wouldn't mind, I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't mind seeing somebody like, man, that's tough, bro. Cause you know, you see somebody like, man, what about this? You know, this, that, why you ain't see this? You know.
Why you ain't see me?
Yeah, why you ain't see me, bro? That was your chance.
We on the spot, man.
We on the spot with it. Man, I want to see, man, bro, I can't.
Valedictorian, 4.0 student, woo 3 degrees. We can't get
really
it.
kind of, I got my dog, like, he not on the social media or nothing like that, and he probably not even big on doing stuff like that, you know. But like, if he would, I don't know if you know Desmond Lewis.
Nah, I don't know.
But he, so he a nurse practitioner, like. And you know, he got a story to tell, like, for sure, like lost his dad, stuff like that.
Right.
You know, oldest sibling, like, went, you know, became a nurse, and like he a nurse practitioner, he young doing stuff, but he not on social media and stuff like that. But that's just another, you know, from Opelousas, you know,
sure.
doing their thing,
well,
like,
and
that's another way. That's something I could do for sure. But like, that's something just to give another side of things, like, you know, outside of sports too. Like, they got some people that's doing their thing. You know, just show them, like, you don't have to be around there. You know, doing the stuff, some of the stuff that's going on, you know, there's other stuff you could do. You could succeed, you could go get that money on the field.
Let me ask you this. How crazy is that, though? Seeing, like, people you went to school with, like, really, like, dying out here.
Man, bro,
like,
it's...
living that life, like, how crazy is that?
I tell people, like, and, like, when I'm going to school, like, and people from bigger cities, they, you know, they dealing with stuff. I'm like, bro, I'm from Opelousas, bro. Opelousas got less than 20,000 people. I'm like, bro, it's people, like, I show them, like, bro, this a picture, like, me and for like all-star, Opelousas all-star team. I'm like, bro, it's like 4 or 5 of them that's gone, bro. And then like some of the other ones that's doing juice, like going for a while, like, and I'm like, bro, it's just crazy to me, like, and people just, you know, going like, oh, well, you know, that's just how, that's what it is, that's how the kids are now, that's how it, but like, to me, like, bro, I'm so passionate about this stuff, like, I could talk forever about it. It's just like, I feel like it's a lot more stuff that people in the community could be doing, people that in the community failed around here, bro. And that's just how I feel. And that's something that motivates me. Like, I feel like no matter what I do, whether it's the league, whether it's me going make money, being a lawyer, it's like I'm trying to give back, whether that's me scholarship, whether that's me, you know, coming doing. I feel like this is a form of giving back, just people can hear the story, like hear the conversation, like, you know, like just giving back and like giving people them opportunities to go really see the world. Like I'm telling, bro, my first time flying on a plane was in college. I went to Rice. This is my first time flying. Like, it's some people that's all they know is Opelousas, and they think that's all they go forever know. But it's stuff like it's stuff you could go do. It's stuff like, you know, that could, you know, people could go see, like, and like. They got people, like, if somebody they got people that take that initiative to, like, go just take show something. Yeah, like, you never, man, it's hard to know what you don't know. Right. You know, how I'm supposed to know is this in the world, like, if all I wake up and see is this, you know? Right. And, like, I feel like that'll make a big difference in, like, what's going on. You know, if people feel like they stuck in a barrel, like, and they just go be here and they cool, like, you know, my mom and my dad here, like, and ain't nothing wrong with being here, like, you know, right. But it's just like, you could be here, you could do something positive, like, you could go, you know, people start your family, be here, like, but like, it's a lot of things people fall off into because I feel like they don't feel like they got other outlets, especially like, for me, I feel like, you know, people feel, oh, sports not for me. Right. So it's almost around here, sports not for you. And like, maybe you're not doing that good in school. It's like, man, what I'm gonna do? Yeah, you damn near nothing. This the next, you know? Yeah. But it's like, man, I got partners, went to trade school, doing this, doing that, bro, that's making money. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? Making money right now. Real I'm not making no money. Like, I'm in school, still in school, right. Trying to get to it. And like, there's other ways to like go get it for sure. Like, if you really want it, you know? And like, that's what I want people to, you know, get that, like, them guidance counselors to like put that in their heads, like, just cause they don't want to go to college, like, don't give up on no kid, like, cause they don't want to go to school or they don't want to do that. It's like, man, you put, like, guide them, like, show them this other route. You can go here, do this, do that. You go here, do this, do that. Like, don't just give them to the wolves. Like, you give them to the wolves, they go turn into a wolf too. Like, it's that simple.
Yeah, for sure. That's crazy. Look, I ain't gonna lie, they got a group, and they come in the barber shop and skip everybody. Oh yeah, got to get them out of there.
Got to get them out of there.
Man, them children for real, broad day.
Broad day, bro.
But it's crazy though, cause like you can see them, talk to them, like, that shit
regular.
Like, nighttime
the man, they out there, yeah, bro.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, bro. It's like people, little dudes, I remember like riding a bus with them, like, and they, you know, talented, they can rap and do this, that, and the other, like, and they doing stuff, like, you hear about stuff, you like, man, like, that's just, like, stuff going on, crazy, like, and, like, it's just hard to believe, young. I'm talking about people younger than my little brother, like 17, people younger than him, like 13, 14, doing the stuff they doing out here. It's just crazy, like, you know, and it's just like, that's another reason, like, I feel like I'm thankful for the people I had, because outside of just like my daddy, like, I had uncles, I had teachers that went the extra mile. Like, I had people down the street that were like, it really take a village for real. Like, bro, I think about all the people that done poured into me my whole life, bro. It's like, it's crazy. Like, people that done did this for me, can't pick me up because my daddy can't bring me here because my mom and daddy can't do it. My auntie giving me some money to go to the AAU trip because my mom and my daddy can't do it. Like, just small stuff like that. But I never forget it. Like, you know, and I just know I wouldn't be here where I'm at, what I'm doing without that, you know? So like, but that's where it's lacking at home. Like, the community gotta be there to, you know, lift it up. And that's just what it's missing out here, I feel like. Cause I even feel like a lot of
the sports and like for the youth, I feel like that's dying. I feel like it was dying when I was in. Like you don't have enough pads to give this one, that one. Like you know, like man,
where the money though? Like what? Like,
bro, we could go on, but it's like, bro, like. I just feel like, you know, you get certain people in power and people get complacent with being in certain positions and there's no real accountability, you know? So like, it's like distrust from the community you serving now, cause it's like, now you asking us to, you know, for more money to fund a project that you say gonna be for the youth, this, that, and the other, but nah, we not paying no more taxes, cause look, we didn't pay the taxes for this, and you say it was gonna be for that, nah, they got this and it's not doing nothing for the community, you know? So it's like, man, like you could be mad, like, oh man, y'all don't do nothing for the kids, but at the same time, I can look back and understand like where that distrust come from, because you don't see the fruits of like that labor you putting in, that money you putting in, you don't see it, you know. And like, bro, they got people, like I try to tell people, bro, they got people that's from Opelousas that's doing some stuff, bro. Like people you might not even know, like people that's. Whether that's
that
school,
really
like
change this
in
around,
real talk, like for real, like you know what I'm saying. But like, it's just man, you know, sometimes like people they get it and it's like man, I'm done. Like I talked to a lot of people that was I remember like girls I didn't talk to like from around here, like people I didn't like. You know, feel like I could talk to them before I started hearing like how they, and there's nothing against, you know, they like, man, I'm telling them like what I'm passionate about. Anybody that I didn't talk to for real, they know like that's a passion for me. Like that's something I always talk about. So I'm talking to them about, you know, man, I want to see this happen in the community. Like I want to be able to do this, do that. Like, and they like, oh man, I ain't worried about Opelousas. Like I'm about to go do this, go do that. I'm gone. Only time I'm coming back is for see the family and stuff. And that's whatever that, you know, I can't fault. That's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's not for me. Cause if you want to be with me, like, and if I get to where I want to be, like, that's gonna be something that's part of me. Yeah, you know. So like, that kind of did it right then and there. Like, have fun and see this, that, and the other. But like, serious, I just can't. Cause like, that's part of my mission. I feel like, and that's part of like, I feel like what I'm here for in my head, you know. And that's just, you know.
Well, shit, look, bro, I appreciate you. Come and chop it up, man. You definitely a leader, a role model, you know what I'm saying? So shit, man, keep doing what you do, whether it's education, you know, our sports. You like you remind me of my partner Malcolm, bro. Like Malcolm was a dude that you knew, like, whether it was sports, all that, like you know who got plans to. Like, you set up for success, either way the ball, you know. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I appreciate you, bro. You know, anything I see, report, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you like, subscribe, share. You know what I'm saying? My dog, AP, bro. I
appreciate you for having me, my dog, for real.
Yeah, I'm trying to die real, I'm only giving facts. One thing I learned about life is you can't take shit back. But I promise my nigga, whether we eating or starving, we never going back to where we started.